All right. So on Gil's Arena, I saw a move for the Spurs. So I mean, Gil's Arena is not like a serious sports like they not really talking. I don't know how to describe
I
it. So
see
like
this. Oh,
they more for entertainment, right? But they brought up a trade idea: De'Aaron Fox for Rudy Gobert, which sounds crazy, but the more I think about it, I don't think it's bad, but it's not
I
horrible.
don't hate it.
Like I could
I
see it potentially
I
working.
heard I heard the best one could be a three-way trade with the Bucks, Celtics, and Spurs.
Nah, I don't
So
like that trade. Jalen Brown going to the Spurs is a bad trade.
no, it's actually really I think that's an actual good
I
trade.
Look,
think the
Because
Spurs need another big or a wing.
yeah, I'll tell you
look,
why that's
I
a
say
bad trade, B. John.
look. No, hold on, wait. I'm about to break it down. Send you send JB to the Spurs, you send Giannis to the Celtics, and you give the Bucks picks, multiple picks. And why I think this would be a good trade for the Spurs is like Donnie said, they just need another center, backup center outside of Cornet. Like Cornet
I,
not bad, but you just need a more dominant center
I
after
think
when Wemby get tired on defense.
because when
And
Wimby
then
goes
with
out, they have a completely different defensive scheme. Like it's like a completely different team when Wimby goes out defensively. And I think
exactly
they need somebody that's similar to Wimby play style that you can.
that's what I'm
Diamara.
saying. Uh, Daniel Gafford for the Mavericks is also somebody that I look into. But with JB, you can move Dylan Harper into that full time point guard role. You can move Stefan Castle to more. I say he'd be better off at a true combo guard and not a main ball handler. So you can move him to that shooting guard, and you have JB at the wing with that small forward. But if you really want to, you could really replace. You could do it because Castle like 6'6", right?
I think 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, 6'6".
He could play small forward too, but you just had to get another big at power forward. You just got to get bigger at power forward.
I
So like
think
you could switch, you could do whatever they want with that, and
Nah,
like you will progress Dylan Harper's game. You also maximize Stephon Castle. You get a good all star player in JB with Wimby, and you're not sacrificing no depth. I mean, outside of Keldon Johnson and Carter Bryant, like you got to add a couple more pieces. But other than that, you change that team from relying on too much on Wimby, on being Wimby, and now you got a bucket getter in JB who can get you a bucket. You got Dylan Harper who's a dog. If Stefan Castle need to get better off ball, his on ball is still kind of shaky too. He had a lot of turnovers when he get the ball in his hand. He's not the best dribbler, so it's like, but like you also like, I feel like JB come in and he don't ruin what the Spurs got, what make the Spurs good. Like if you trying to get who you say they should get Phil
Mike Conley.
yeah, I mean that don't
Mike
affect them.
Conley. I mean it doesn't affect them, but I don't
They don't
think
need.
it
They
do.
don't
I
need.
don't
They
think it
don't need
pushed
a
the needle.
star. They don't need
I
a
don't think
star
it.
to come in.
I don't think it pushed the needle though. It doesn't affect
No,
them, but
but
it
like
doesn't.
they don't. You don't understand. They don't need none to push the needle. They ran through the
I
playoffs.
Mm.
mean,
With
I
three young
mean,
people. They don't look. I'll tell you what. Look, first of all, you got to keep in
you think
mind
the numbers
second.
is
Their
gonna make
second.
Buck
You got to keep
not
in
get
mind
better?
the second apron. They don't need another big contract coming in like JB, right? They got to pay Wemby. They got to pay Stephon. They got to pay Dylan in 3 years, 2.5. So bringing a guy like JB. First of all, they've already said this. The reason why Dylan, Stephon, he didn't want to go to teams like Houston. He didn't want to go to none of those teams because he wanted to run the one guard. He wants to be a point. San Antonio knows that. Everyone in the league knows that. Stephon gonna be their point for years to come. Like for the next 10 plus years, Stephon is gonna be the point guard in San Antonio. Dylan gonna be the two, but they're the
I
one A,
don't like
the one A,
point
one
guard.
B.
Yeah,
They like, and he's a good point. He's a good point.
I
Stephon is a
think
good
they're
point.
kind of like the same. I feel like they key step is just to develop as playmakers. Honestly, both of them,
Exactly. Yeah.
one two
But
ish.
like,
They right now
yeah, and
they're both
that's
really
why
two guards.
yeah, they don't and they both ends of the floor. they're getting there. They're in that good category. Great category is not even a reach. Elite category, not a reach for both of them.
See, that's why I
I
don't like Jalen Brown to the Spurs. I feel like
I don't like it at all.
I
It's
think
not a
Castle and Harper. I
it's
want
a
to see them cook as much as possible. I want to. I feel like them
it's a
exciting
horrible
players to
trade.
watch, and
All they
I wouldn't
need,
want to take away from them.
all that team is missing. It's not even missing a three. Guys like Devin Vassell and Champagne at that three spot, elite. At that 3 and 4, elite.
That's
They
not
don't
elite,
need
and
nothing.
that's where I
They
vehemently
don't
disagree.
need. They don't need elite though. They need elite role player at the 3 and the 4, and
But
they have.
but they already had that and they lost though. You saying
And
I
they
think,
lost because of what though? What's the common factor of why they lost?
but
Age, experience in the playoffs. They don't have that. Donnie, this was all their first year in the playoffs,
I hear you.
right?
But I'm saying
Oh,
Vassell didn't
but
play great. Champagny was very off and on. I think you like Champagny. I think they need to get rid of Champagny. He's a good.
Champagne was on and off. Champagne was
He's a
knocking down
decent
threes.
shooter, but like
Champagne is giving you. He's giving you on the
I'm
looks.
I'm gonna keep as much 3-point shooting that I need though. I'm
Champagne,
not getting rid of something.
Champagne is
I hear
giving
you.
you four. On good looks. He gets his looks. He's gonna give you 4 threes with 8 rebounds. 4 threes paired with 8 rebounds.
I
Where
mean
did he
that's
fail
a
you
really
at?
good day. I just feel like you need
That's
a.
no that
I think they should
that
get
was
rid of
him throughout the finals.
You said what?
That was him throughout the finals,
Not four threes.
bro.
He's
No,
not.
no, no. I'll read off his stats right now.
He's not averaging four threes. I averaged 11, 40% from three. He hit
Hold
15.
on.
15 and 5, that's three a game. That's pretty good. Still though,
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. I'm not a Champagny fan or really a
Look,
Vassell fan. I think they're good players.
yeah, 14, 7 in one last game. Okay, he had 5, 5, 4 steals, 12, 1, 3 assists, 8, 4, 1 assist, 16, 10, 1 assist. Like he's gonna get it done when he
I
needs
mean,
to
yeah,
get
that's
it
role
done.
player set, but you gotta. I feel like he don't provide much value outside of shooting. I think a perfect player
He
for them,
crashes the
a perfect player for them to me is like Aaron Gordon at the four. I think.
money.
Nah, I mean, I hear, but they have
Also,
De'Aaron Fox though. But
I
obviously,
mean,
Aaron, bad.
obviously, the Nuggets are not gonna take De'Aaron Fox for Aaron Gordon. That wouldn't really make sense for them unless they was wanting to move on from Jamal Murray. But still, I feel like that's like I feel like they need a forward that can help defensively, and I I don't maybe not Aaron Gordon, somebody that could protect the paint when Wemby's out the game. I feel like that's what they need.
bro. How old is AG?
Older, I don't know, probably like 28, 29, if I had to guess.
Bro, I'm not running nothing they got going on over there age wise. If anything, all them guys now they got playoff experience.
So you
My
essentially you just want to say De'Aaron Fox and not get better, just
no, they
future.
gonna get better. You gotta think about it. It's more like we now go even younger. Like your core got the playoff experience they needed.
See, that's
They
the
know
you
what
got a
they do.
young core. Why not improve on it? Get players to aid these players?
Because why bring in players that's gonna change what my core got going on? My
Why?
starting five. Look. All I'm adding into my starting five, I'm taking out De'Aaron Fox, putting in Dylan Harper. I'm replacing Dylan Fox. I mean De'Aaron Fox. Excuse me. I'm replacing De'Aaron Fox with a vet guard in Mike Conley. Any vet guard of Mike Conley caliber. A vet guard like Tyus Jones. You feel me? A vet guard like Tyus Jones. A vet guard like Mike Conley. I'm replacing them with Aaron Fox because I know they're gonna get me done when I need them to get done. Those are great.
See,
Matter of fact,
okay,
a vet guard like Lonzo Ball. Those are guards I can add into my room. Man, it's a stretch. A vet guard like Dennis Schroeder. Those are guys that I know are gonna be cheap. Those are guys that I know they give me things I need on both ends of the floor. They're gonna hustle. They're savvy, and they're gonna fit well into this locker room. You feel me? Those
none
are
of them
guards that are gonna
guys.
be in your
I
play.
would. None of them guys I would ever consider replacing De'Aaron Fox with though. None of them guys are
And that's the thing, though. That's
nowhere as good as
as
De'Aaron
We
Fox.
never, and we never know if Lonzo gonna
you don't
come
gotta
back,
be
bro.
as good as it's not about being as good as De'Aaron Fox. You feel me? Sometimes it's really just think outside the box as a GM. What's gonna get my team like what move am I gonna make, right? That's gonna
I mean, you need to be better than De'Aaron
Yeah, and I
Fox.
said you lost. You don't want to get worse.
on paper, okay, on paper, yes, on paper it's gonna look like I'm getting worse. Okay? A guy like Tyus Jones, he's gonna knock down threes when he needs to knock down threes. You feel me? But he's gonna make the right decisions on the floor.
But you
Mike
never
Conley
know
is
that.
gonna make
You
Yeah,
never
you
know
Mike
don't
that.
know
Conley.
that. You would have said we said the
We
No.
didn't
same
know.
thing. The world said the same thing
We
about
didn't know
De'Aaron
that about
Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. Exactly. We didn't know that about De'Aaron Fox. But
Hold up,
these are guys.
real quick, real quick. I'm about to tell you, like, I'm about to use NFL terms because we all NFL dudes in here. So like, I'm about to use the NFL terms when it comes to this NBA and the Spurs. The Bengals, for example, when we got to the Super Bowl, we thought, okay, all you need to do is come back with like maybe an upgrade here and there offensive line, and boom, you could go back to the Super Bowl, right? So you thinking like, oh, since they already got there and they was talented enough to get there, they don't really need to do too much to get over that hump. But then again, the Bengals do, and the Bengals do the cheap way out, and on paper it looked like it's better, but we didn't make no well, I can't say it.
Dramatic.
I'm losing dramatic, like dramatic splash. Like I'd rather, like as a Bengal fan, I will like this year. This is the reason why I'm happy. I would rather take the big swing and it just doesn't happen versus trying to be cheap and cut corners because we already quote unquote got the core to get there, and I'm cutting corners simply because we could get it with like the cheaper way, all that stuff. We don't have to do all that. Like the Spurs, they got to get rid of De'Aaron Fox and make a big swing. Like just because you keep the core and you bring in a couple pieces that like might help the team doesn't automatically mean that you're gonna get back there. So don't cut
Hey,
the
look,
corner. Take the big swing and die on that hill.
So yeah,
look though.
yeah.
Look,
Let
you
me.
talking about
But
go
okay,
ahead.
yeah. Like you said, running it back, it really never works. Like you have to get better because if you're not getting better, you're really getting worse. If you think about it. So that's
All
why I
right,
said they
look.
need to replace him. They need to if replacing De'Aaron Fox, you already got his guard replacement. Replace what Vassell or Champagny. I don't see why you
They
not
don't need to
thinking.
be replaced.
Why don't they though? Is my question.
Did you see the Vassell's like uh what he brought to the table throughout the
I
playoffs?
will say I'm not
Defensively.
trading.
But he's not
I'm not
perfect.
trading.
But he's
I'm
not
not trading. I'm not
see,
trading
no,
Fizdale and Champagne. I'm not
okay,
trading them two. I'm not trading them
go
two.
I'm
go
not
like
saying
I'm a
trade him, but I'm saying if you can upgrade that position, why wouldn't you? For well, I'm saying
why,
using De'Aaron Fox.
what about that position needs to be upgraded?
They
Which
didn't
is De'Aaron
win. They didn't win
Fox.
a championship.
Oh my goodness, they got there. Their first year they got there. They don't need
I
look,
hear you, but
See,
they
I'm
no,
gonna
didn't
go.
that's
win.
not
They
see,
lost. So you
Hold
need
on,
to
hold on,
get better.
hold on.
that's
Okay,
my
but hold on.
That's
that's
literally
my
okay.
example with
Let's
Bengals.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
That was my example with Bengals fans.
literally
Like,
what
yes,
he
we
said
got
was
there.
what's called that,
No,
I'm
but look
saying, like,
though.
that's
yes,
like
we
let's
got there,
say
but we
the
didn't
Bengals,
win.
right? We have a like we went there. Jesse Bates, Von Bell as our safety. We could upgrade Von Bell and replace him with
Yeah.
who's a I can't even think of a safety on top of my head. We could get Tyrann Matthew right for Von Bell, and we say, nah, we went there with Von Bell, and he's a solid player. Von Bell is a solid player, but if we can
I'm
upgrade, why
saying,
not?
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
but
saying
look
why
though.
not? Like, and that's
Look,
why champions be champions.
Literally,
They
look
always
though.
front end.
Okay. So you have all this chemistry build up. You have with the two players you want to replace is in Champagne and Vassell.
I
You
don't
want to
necessarily want to
upgrade.
replace them, but they're
You
the
want to
players to
upgrade them. You want
replace.
to upgrade them. You want to
Yes.
upgrade them and from the starting line,
I do
right?
agree with Phil with this. I would not trade Vassell or Champagne.
Okay,
I'm not
but like he
trading
wants to
them.
upgrade them, right?
So
Those
you want them
two
in the
players.
starting lineup next year?
Yes, yes, two players that are in the starting five. Two
No,
players
no,
that
no. I
have.
don't want them to start the lineup. I don't
So
want them to
hold on, B
start the
Jones.
lineup.
If
I
you can get Aaron Gordon to replace Champagny, or who is it three? Who's
the
Brandon
threes,
Ingram to
the
replace
threes.
Vassell? You not doing
I'm
it.
hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. I'm not replacing them with Brennan Ingram.
This my thing. This my
Are
thing.
you
I
crazy?
don't listen.
Look,
This my thing. This my thing because I do agree with Phil too. In point, fit do matter.
It does.
Fit do
It
matter,
does. It
especially in
does.
basketball.
first
Fit
of
do
all,
matter.
best ability is availability. These are two guys that don't be hurt, right? You talking about Brennan Ingram. You talking about AG. Those the AG.
Anything can happen though, Phil. Injuries can happen
No,
randomly, even to the
I'm
best
already
of them.
knowing. I'm already knowing. But these are two guys that also give me a lot of defensive presence. Bro, Evan Vassell was he was damn near averaging a block a game in the playoffs. And
He's a solid
look,
defender.
you want to make these big splash upgrades, yes, to build up after they just made the finals, right? You wanted them to make these big splashes. Did
A
OKC make
team
any
was
big
there,
splash
No, and
after
they
they won
and
the
lost.
that's why they
They lost.
lost, and that's why
But
they
I'm gonna
lost,
be honest.
and that's
But
why
in
they
Well,
lost.
okay,
OKC,
hold on. I guess that was
hold
a
on, hold
bad
on.
example.
OKC example though, they didn't make a big slash upgrade, but they got better with AJ Mitchell. He came in and became a I don't even know how
AJ
much, but he
Mitchell,
was able to replace
he
Jalen
was hurt.
Williams,
He was
and
hurt.
that's how they got better. I'm not talking about for the playoffs, but I'm just talking about throughout the season. Like
No. I'm saying AJ Mitchell was on that roster. He was just hurt.
no, last year, but he
But
was trash though. He wasn't good. Is what I'm saying. He was a rookie, second round pick. He didn't really play.
exactly. And that's why
Hold on. For example, look at the Rams. Look at the Rams. Mind you, they already won one a
bro,
couple years ago.
you
Look,
gotta
they already won one a couple
understand
years
though.
ago. And they was in the final four last year. And what did they decide to do? Let's get Trent McDuffie. Let's get Miles Garrett. Because yeah, we could get there. The team that we had
You
before, we
know
can most definitely get there. But we want to win it.
That's
We
it. We
their
don't
want
want
to
window,
win it.
like
to.
a part of their window is closing. And these are two different sports with two different type of salary caps. We gotta
Nah, I
understand
hear
that
you, but I'm
salary
saying if
cap,
I could get Franz
like
Wagner, I'm getting Franz Wagner and replacing Champagny and Vassell.
again, the money aspect of part of it, y'all are not seeing it.
But they
Franz
already
Wagner,
have De'Aaron Fox though. Is what you not getting.
I know,
So they
but
have
you
to
don't
bring
think I
in that
understand
money
what?
anyway.
No, I mean, look, they can get De'Aaron Fox, get rid of De'Aaron Fox. They can dump him off anywhere. All
But
I'm
I'm saying
trying to
they have
get
to
you to
get that
understand is,
money back though. Is what I'm saying. Like they're not just they can't just dump his salary and not get equal
bro.
in return. Obviously, they can get like
You
a
can
shorter
trade,
term contract
you
and
can
get him
look.
to the
At the
next
end of
year.
the day, there's no trade clause to that man. You don't owe him nothing. It's a business at the end of the day, and I
No, I'm
respect Swag.
saying though, if
But
you
no,
trade
no.
if you trade his
You
50
can trade.
million, you're not lessening your cap though because you have to get 50 million back or however much he makes.
Yeah, you saying they need another player in return?
That equals his cap is what I'm saying. Not one player, but even multiple players.
So you saying they can't trade him for picks, and that
They
be all?
can, but not just for picks
Why can't they just trade him just for picks?
because you need the salary caps have to match.
Okay, even
Unless
if
they
you
trade
can.
him to a team, but I'm saying unless they trade him to a team who's under the cap,
Okay, then
which
that
no
was my
team
point.
would
That's
do
why I'm
that.
saying they can dump him off anywhere. Trade him to a team with no cap, like under the cap.
But no, but I'm
That was
saying
my
no team would do that. If I'm under the cap, I'm not going to trade a bunch of picks for De'Aaron Fox. That doesn't
But
make
what
sense.
if
I can
they do?
sign a free agent if
What
I'm
if
under the
somebody
cap.
that can bring value to their team though?
So what? But I'm saying if I'm under
What
the
if,
cap, I don't even know if any team is under the cap right now. I don't think any team is. But if I was, I'm a bad team though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bad team. So De'Aaron Fox is not going to be pushing me overboard. So I'm not going to
so
trade my
you tell
picks for him.
me if like I know
No, let me
with
look
a
it up.
team like the Grizzlies, they probably soon to get rid of John Morant, right? If they don't get their certain plays they need back, you don't think if the Spurs was to trade what's it called down to Memphis, you don't think the Memphis is going for it?
Not for a
But
bunch
like
of
look,
picks. What would they
but look
gain
though,
from
look.
that?
But I'm gonna lie, at the end of the day, I'm not even looking for a bunch of picks, bro. I'm telling you,
But I'm
what the
saying the
Spurs need to
money, they're not
do.
gonna free up the money what you think.
Look,
Or
I'm gonna go to
they
what
can, but and
I'm gonna
then
go to what B Jones was saying, right? I'm gonna use his own NFL, like using the Bengals against him. He said that, well, I forgot what he's trying, but he said at the end of the day
you gotta get better.
to make a move that looks good on paper. What my move was saying is it's not going to look good on paper. It's gonna be It's gonna look unique on paper. It's gonna look like what are they doing? You know, and that's gonna be the best move they can make. A move that doesn't look good on paper. It doesn't initially look good on paper. That's gonna be the best move the
You
Spurs
just
make
said
this
addition
offseason.
by subtraction. Okay, do you know Mike Conley is 38 years old and averaged 4 points this past season?
How old is Tyus Jones?
I think let me see.
How old is Tyus Jones and Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo Ball is done, bro. But Tyus Jones is 29. Played on
I'm
3
telling
teams.
you, that's a guy that needs to be there. That is a guy that needs to be there.
I don't understand
Hell,
why. I don't understand what he would do that De'Aaron Fox wouldn't.
bro.
But
Like it's not. Look, you gotta understand. You bring in Tyus Jones, that's the sacrifice right there. You're sacrificing. He's just gonna shoot those shots that are given. Tyus Jones is a guy that can get his own shot, but Tyus Jones is also a guard. Like he's one of those guards. Is like he's gonna create for whoever else is on the floor. If Dylan Harper's on the floor, he's creating for Dylan Harper. It's Dylan Harper show. If he's with Wemby on the floor, it's the Wemby show. Like he's facilitating. He doesn't need to go and get one for himself. Like he just knows what it is. Like, oh, I'm making the guys around me better. Like that's all I need. That's what I need. That's the move that I need the Spurs to make. That's the move that the Spurs make this offseason that takes the Spurs to the next level. They don't need a big splash. They don't need that. Because the big splashes are coming in the next 3 years. You keep guys like Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Champagne, guys that embody that Spurs mentality. Guys like Vassell, Johnson, those guys been there for 6 years. They've been there through the worst of the worst with the Spurs. I'm not getting rid of those guys because I know they always going to take the minimums. They
they
could
are
go
not
elsewhere.
taking minimums, bro. What are you
Okay, they're not
talking
taking
about?
minimums, but they're getting paid to where it's low. They're not getting paid to
Because they're
where
not
it's
that
like
good.
any
That's why they're
any
getting paid
any
less. That works.
any cap is because you got to pay some of these guys soon. But why would I even upgrade guys that I know have got it done for my team? That are
They
guys
did
that
get
I
it
know are
done. They did it. They lost
oh
five
my
to
goodness.
one. What are you
Again,
talking about? They got
again,
it done. They didn't. They're not,
they
bro.
got it done. As in they got me to the finals. Yes, we
That's
missed a
not getting
step.
it
We missed
done.
that next. We missed 4 steps. Okay, I understand. They missed 4 steps, but these are guys that know what it takes, what it's worth.
They don't know what
You
it
know,
takes. They didn't do it. How do they know what it takes if they didn't do it? Did you hear Draymond
they
Green
know what
talk
it takes.
about?
They know what it takes because they seen what the team their opponent. They seen what their opponent had to go through for them to get
Yep.
to the promise.
But did
You
you
feel
see
me?
Draymond Green say like making the finals can be misleading because like it's a big gap. It can be a big gap between how good a team is from winning the finals and making the finals. He's saying that's completely different, or it can be completely different and misleading. And I think that's the Spurs right here. They were not close to winning the finals or being an NBA championship team,
Yes,
even
but they
after making the
seen
championship.
what the team that won the finals. They seen
But
what
they're not the first team. No, they're not the first team to lose the finals though.
they're
All
not
right,
the first team to lose the
but all
finals.
right, let's switch it up a little bit. A little bit, still on the same base, but so the last 8 seasons in the NBA, I think there's been a new
Yeah,
champion, right? So, they talking about the Knicks. Should the Knicks trade Cat for Giannis or try to get
that's
Giannis?
See,
nothing.
I already know Phil
this the
answer,
difference. See, this the difference. This the difference. This the difference. It's different for the Knicks because they won. They won. Now
but
this is
like I
like
said, it
look,
was
look, 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 look,
can
look,
y'all
Going back,
mark?
the Thunder. Going back to your point, the Thunder didn't win
look,
this year.
look. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but look. This is what I'm saying. They won, so people gonna look at it crazy.
That is true. That
But
is true.
I wouldn't be mad if they do it because we being for real, Giannis is a better player than Cat. But this the only thing I don't. This the only thing that I will say. Cat fits the Knicks system way more than Giannis do,
That is
and I don't
facts.
think you want to. I don't think you want to mess that up because I don't know how much of a good fit that would be for Giannis. You don't want to mess that up after you just because like Cat is about Giannis is like they both Hall of Famers, but they two different qualities of Hall of Famers. Cat is like top 100, barely top 100. level
completely different
player
tiers.
all time. Giannis could easily, depending on how his career go, be top 15. So it's a difference. But Cat fits the system so perfect. Is way different than that. Like you got two Hall of Fame players, but one just fits the system way more perfectly.
Yeah, I think Giannis is a dominant inside player, just like Jalen Brunson. So I'm not exactly sure what the fit is, but I wouldn't be mad at the move because, like I said, the last 8 championships in the NBA have been different. Like no team's repeated, and OKC is the only team within them teams to even make it back to the conference finals the next year. I'm pretty sure. So they, like I said, teams haven't even been what's it called. I don't even know about the losers. I have to think about it, but most time, and that's the thing about the Spurs. You so optimistic, but I don't think who are the past losers. I know the Celtics won a chip after, but that was like 2 years after. But I feel like even once you get to that stage to go back, you might have to make a drastic move, and that might be a Giannis. Now the thing is about Giannis though, where would he play though on that team? Because for one, obviously the Bucks are not gonna trade Cat for Giannis straight up like that. The Bucks aren't gonna do
But
that.
going back to your point, but they won, so they really don't got to do nothing. But
That
and
was
then
no,
it's
that
like,
was exactly the opposite of our point. They won, so they have to do something. They have to get
no,
better.
they don't need. Look, I'm telling you right now, that core five, I'm keeping the core five
But they're not
on
going
the
to win another
bench.
championship. Not
But
with that five.
how you know
No
what
team
makes you
is
say that?
no team has done it in the past 8 years.
No team has done it past the 8 years. But like, just because no team has done it in the past 8 years, what that mean? It's just a coincidence that no team has done it in the
No,
past eight
that's
years. It's
not
not
a
just because
coincidence. What are you? That's not a coincidence.
it's
It's
just
hard
it's
to
just
do.
what like I mean. So now it's a pattern.
If,
So like,
yes, yeah, exactly. If we think about the teams to
our,
repeat,
pa- our, pa- our patterns not meant to be broken.
bro, if we think about the teams to repeat, it really in general, in the NBA in general, we have the KD and Steph
20, what did they
Warriors.
make any drastic moves? Did they make any drastic moves between those team two?
No, no, I'm trying to get my point. I'm saying we have KD and Steph Warriors. Obviously, they're going to repeat. Like they probably would have
I mean,
three-peated
it's
if
not
KD get
obvious.
hurt.
It's not obvious.
They don't. I'm saying, what drastic moves can you make if we have a 73-9 team and add KD? Like, there's no drastic moves to make after that. Like,
I'll
you have a
say
chance to win
yeah.
big if you stay
And then
healthy.
they could have even went. They could have three-peated. I mean, if it wasn't for Kawhi,
No, if it
is
wasn't
our
for
sorry.
KD getting hurt, if it wasn't for
I'll
And
say
Kawhi,
then
yeah.
if it
exactly.
wasn't
So
for
if it
KD and
wasn't
Clay getting hurt.
exactly, so
But
so
you
you
see,
But
but
tell
you see what the Warriors did. The Warriors said, "Oh man, we won one and we went to the finals,
and
and
lost in
that still
seven,
ain't
took
enough."
the 3-1 lead.
So,
And
so, 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 so we gonna do this. We gonna find the best player that like Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes clearly fit their system enough to where they can
Ego,
win a
this is a
championship.
perfect point right here about the
Oh,
Spurs not
oh,
switching stuff up.
Harrison Barnes is perfect enough for the system to where they can win a ring and go to two finals appearances, and they still feel the need. So
played his role.
uh, let's get an upgrade to
Hold
where
Super
on, pause.
upgrade.
It didn't feel like it was a need to get the upgrade.
It was.
that's
If
what
they
we
did
said.
it, what do you mean it's not a need? What are you
Okay,
talking about?
I ain't gonna lie.
Listen.
They
This
did
was
it and
the
then gave KD the keys. They said you are best player now.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So,
ain't gonna lie.
so
This is
now,
where I'm gonna be
He has
calling
two
in,
finals
bro.
MVPs. What are you talking about? What are you disagreeing with?
I can't even have this argument. Okay, but
What
I'm
is
gonna
the
keep my point.
argument? What can you say? Like I'm confused. What am I saying wrong? They
When you
literally
have
they went
a
to a
star
finals,
player, the best point
lost
guard
the
of all time,
finals, had the
best point guard
best
of all
record
time.
of all time, done
Okay,
way more than
okay.
what the Spurs have. And you don't want to
When you
move on from Devin
first of all,
Vassell?
first of all, first of all,
Are you
first of all,
crazy?
never say no dumb shit like they handed the keys over to KD
How didn't
ever
they?
again in life.
yeah,
They did not
yeah.
fucking hand the keys over to KD.
How didn't
He
they? They
had
So
have
took,
two. He have
bro,
two finals
so he took
MVPs.
him.
my nigga.
So he took him.
Can
So he
we
took the keys.
Yeah, he did.
can,
Guess
can
they
we
didn't. They took him.
Yeah, so he took him.
can we like remember that the media got a vote on who gets Finals MVP? Can we remember that? Okay.
But do
And they
stats
all
not
thought
play a
KD was
part?
the
What
best.
are you
Hold on,
talking about?
hold on. That's
What is
besides the
it
point.
based
That's
off of?
besides the point. That's besides the point. If that shit was voted by players,
Why
these
would it be
these
voted by players?
people in the media,
What
people in
is
the
voted by
media.
players besides NFL Top 100?
Hold on. Let me talk. People in the media, right? So majority of them never touched the ball in their life. Majority of them, they like to
Oh
talk.
my god.
They're these same
Hold on. Can
voters
I
who
talk?
voted
Oh my
Steph
goodness.
unanimous MVP, who voted
Yeah,
Wimby,
I can't talk.
Depoy.
I can't
These are
talk.
the same
I can't
voters,
talk.
bro.
I can't talk. But look, I'm trying to be like one of them. I've really never played, but I like to watch.
They
I
get to
like
your
to see
point,
this.
bro.
I like to see.
I don't-
I like to see that when you have one player taking away, like taking away two players from play, and then you
all
are
right,
as
look, I
great,
get your point.
you're as
Steph is
great
more
as you
valuable. All right, bro, I get your point. But
like.
the point that was being made was teams upgrading though, regardless of Steph or KD.
They went 73-9,
I'm saying,
and
regardless, look, 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 regardless,
they
They
dealt
went
with
73-9 and still feel the need to upgrade.
that's
they
the whole
dealt.
point.
It's not they felt the need to upgrade. They saw an opportunity, and the upgrade was made.
Uh,
You
uh,
don't
uh,
think it was
it's the same
KD?
thing.
KD was a free agent. It was just more of a mutual agreement. Like they
Like
seen
the
they could help each other. KD never did nothing post the Warriors. He
whatever,
never won
whatever,
anything.
whatever. But
It
that's a
was a
different
mutual
argument.
agreement.
But I'm saying if the
But look,
Spurs can get KD right now, if KD want to leave
hell no.
Houston,
I
come to
wouldn't
San
fucking
Antonio.
do it. I would not dare do it.
I would. KD don't mess up they fit. He
I
really
said I
doesn't
don't know
mess up their
why.
fit.
What I mean, maybe KD got a pretty bad track record as of late, but still. But my point is, if I could upgrade from Devin Vassell and Julian Champagnie, why wouldn't I? I don't understand what would stop me. Like what have them players done to stop me? And back to the Knicks with what's called it. The reason I feel like the Knicks will have to give up too much for y'all. If I'm giving up Cat and Josh Hart or another guy, then that's giving up too much. It might be worth it, but it's just leaving my team too empty, if that makes sense.
Like
And
y'all
plus,
really
they
don't
would need a center
understand.
because
What,
Giannis
like
is a power forward.
I feel like y'all don't understand what playing with chemistry really means in a team
But
sport.
you're
And
not
y'all
understanding. Okay, and then
you
back to
played,
the
you played.
but
My nigga, you played a team sport. How don't you understand what
no,
chemistry
you don't
means?
understand what it takes to win. Like you don't understand. Just playing with
Nigga,
chemistry is not enough to
nigga,
win.
chemistry, it takes chemistry to win. I swear chemistry is 50% of what
Duh.
it takes to win.
No, and it's not 50.
No, no,
It's not
no,
50%.
it's not
But
50%.
duh,
It's
it
not
takes
50%.
chemistry to win, of course. But it's not more important
It's not.
than being the best team. Like
Bring
being the
the
most
whole
talented
team.
team.
I will not change nothing about the New York Knicks,
But
but
okay,
add to
back
the
to the
game.
point though. And we got off a track. But like I said, the Warriors they were just buying far and out the best team. That's why they went back to back. They had the chemistry to go 73-9 and still added KD. And then we go back to the Heat. They and again we're jumping 5 years at a time. We go back to the Heat. They went back to back. And they got LeBron. And even in 2012, they won, beat the Thunder. They upgraded. They got Ray Allen and then beat the Spurs. And you see what that did for them.
I'll say if they didn't upgrade and get Ray Allen on the
Literally, they would
bench,
have
they would
lost. They would have been better than I mean, obviously, that's a butterfly effect. Everything would have been different. But if Ray Allen is not there to play the Spurs, to hit that shot, they lose. Like, we literally see it. That case in point. We already got LeBron James and D Wade, and they still felt the need to upgrade to get Ray Allen. Um, Now, honestly, I don't have no type of the Kobe. I just give it to them. I don't think they had the most talented team, or I can't think. I mean, I know they made upgrades. I'm trying to think. Was Ron Artest there for both chips? Hold on. If he wasn't, then another time to make my point. Hold on.
I think Ron was there for one.
Because
Dang.
if he hold on, yep, made my point again. The Lakers won a chip in '09, came back with Metal World Peace, or yeah, Metal World Peace, Ron Artest. And then before that was the best team, Shaq and Kobe. They just had the best team honestly, in my opinion, a weak NBA. And in the Bulls, they had the best team. But my point is though, you have to upgrade, you have to get better if you want any chance of going back to back, or be the greatest dynasties of all in the history of NBA.
Nah, if you really think the Knicks need to make a change to their starting five,
If you want to win a chip,
to
I'm so
bring
what?
it,
Okay, what do you disagree with what I said to make you think
they
the
don't
Knicks are
need
different?
they don't need to change anything about the starting five.
Why? But I'm saying, what do you disagree
Because
with what I
the
said?
same starting five, when you look, You saying chemistry is not 50% of the game. I'm saying chemistry is 50% of the
Oh
game.
no, but
Because
okay, what about
you're
the
able when you're able to share the floor with 5 guys and you able to know everything, like you know where y'all at, you know they can stay, you know all y'all give it y'all all. I mean, yeah, Giannis is not he's somebody we know he's gonna give it his all. It's a certain dynamic that's already built. That dynamic got you to the chip. That dynamic got you through so many comebacks. That dynamic got you to fight together and to get a ring together. Okay? So why, as an owner, as a GM, would I break up such dynamic when it's not costing me a flick pin penny? I don't need to make this move because it's a business move. No.
you want
So
to make the move to
if I don't need
win,
to make
to
if I don't
win,
I
to
just
win.
won though.
I want to
I
win
just won
another
though.
one. I don't want to win
Just
one.
won 16. Okay, I just want I want to win another one. So what makes me think these same guys that just went 16, that just went what 14-3 in the playoffs are not gonna do it for me? What makes me think, oh, let me talk to my captain. Let me talk to my captain. Let me talk to my coach. What do we need to add to the bench? I don't need to change anything about my starting five. What do I need to add to my bench? That's all that matters. Let me add to the bench. You feel me? Like you had a guy like matter of fact, they made key moves. A guy like Jose Alvarado, he's gonna be cheap. That's somebody I'm probably gonna keep around. You have young guys like Tyler Cole. If anything, what am I gonna add to the bench as the Knicks? I'm gonna go get my big men. My big men besides Mitchell Robinson, a guy that's gonna come in, act like a cat. As I was speaking earlier, a Diamara. He gonna maybe pretty much in the lottery. But if a guy like that went to the Knicks, they're in great hands. They're in a great future. A Diamara. And then you go and you have a guy like Jose Alvarado. You have a guy, you re-sign him. And again, you go deep into the bench. Yes, then you have Deuce McBride still, but then you probably replace guys like Jordan Clarkson. You replace guys like I wouldn't say you replace Tyler Kolek, but he's probably gonna be back on the bench. Like he's gonna be like further down the bench, but like you just make those key additions on the bench. You're not realizing the bench you don't got to make changes to the starting five. The bench is where you also win a lot of your games. You make changes to the bench. If your starting five can get it done, and you don't gotta pay nobody extra, you don't gotta sign anybody anytime soon, and you don't need to trade them, and they got great chemistry. That core five, your core five got great chemistry. Why am I changing the core five? I'm gonna
Because
add to the bench to cater. I'm gonna add to the bench to cater to my needs for my team because that's where I need changes. That's where I'm gonna need to make something better. That's where I'm gonna need that extra boost of power that's gonna make my team go through that final run when they're taking when my starters are taking a rest. That's
I
where I'm
get the
making my changes.
you keep it. I get the importance of the bench, my guy. Like I get it. But but okay. Do you realize though the 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 New York Knicks are not the first team with good chemistry. Like they're not just the first team. They've only been together 2 years with this team. Like they're not the first team that's
What
been together.
have they done in those 2 years?
Well, conference finals and the
They
finals.
won it. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm
So
saying they're not the
what?
first team with
Oh
chemistry.
no, but my question is, what changes were made between that conference chip and the finals? It wasn't to the core five, right?
It
It
wasn't.
was to the
No.
bench. It was to the bench. So
Mm, but
why would I trade Cat for Giannis?
I mean,
What
some
other
people
pieces
might
is
say
there?
the change made was Tyrese Halliburton. He played 1 year. He didn't. That might be the
Some people,
change
some
made for
people
some.
are you.
I said that's what some people might say to change. That was me about it. But I mean, no, I'm not saying. I'm talking about once you win it all, right? The teams that I named either made an addition to get better, or they were just one of the greatest dynasty of all time to go back
They
to
were
back.
just great. They were just great.
The Knicks are not in my opinion,
The Knicks
they're
are
not
now
in
what?
the greatest dynasty category. Obviously, that's
Is their first time going
that's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
finals. They
Obviously,
won.
that's to you feel me.
It's too early to say.
Obviously, but I don't think
Yeah,
it's too early
you
to
haven't.
say. I don't. I
Nah,
don't
you
think
haven't even given them the chance. You haven't
I'm
given them
not.
the
No,
chance.
I'm not. I feel like the Knicks because I don't think they're any better than any of the last 8 teams to win a chip. I don't. I don't think nobody does. I mean, I feel like you're the only one that's putting them in this high bar. I don't think nobody's putting them to win it.
I didn't put them at no high bar. I just think they don't need to change anything.
Did you think the Thunder or the Nuggets or the Celtics needed to change anything, or the
The
Rap or the
Thun
Raptors? So what?
the Nuggets definitely. Are you talking about coming into this year
No, I'm talking after they won the chip.
after they won the chip? Nuggets. I mean, dude, you gotta also understand, like catering to what goes on around the league in the off season. You gotta make moves like catering to that, to what just going on with like what transactions are going on. After the Celtics won the chip, the Celtics they lost guys. I'm pretty sure they lost Drew after they won the chip.
No, they
They
didn't. They didn't
lost
lose. They didn't lose none of their starters
they didn't lose none of their stars after they won the chip.
or Al
The Celtics
Horford. No, they
they
didn't.
didn't lose no starters after they won the chip.
No, they. That's it. I just that they talked about it on Gilsbury. They kept the same top. I think like they top 8 guys in minutes. They returned.
Okay. I mean, and what happened? What happened in the playoffs? No,
They
is it
lost.
no? Isn't that the year freaking JT got hurt?
No. Oh wait, I think he did get hurt. Yeah, but they no, but he got hurt. They were down like 3-1 when he got hurt. They were gonna lose to the Knicks more than
He got
likely.
hurt in game one.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, I'll pull it up real quick. When did he? I'm pretty sure they were down 3-1. Let me see though. He played game 4. He led the team in scoring. They lost by the way, and I'm pretty sure he got hurt in game 5. I know. Okay, see, he got hurt in game 4, and they ended up losing in 6. So like he got hurt. They were down 3-1. They won game 5 without him, and then lost game 6. So I mean
Yeah.
I guess you
I
can't.
mean,
But I would say they needed to get better. They needed to improve.
what move would have got him better?
I'm
If I
not
may
being
ask.
specific. I'm saying you need to get better. That's what I'm saying. And I'm looking at the Knicks current
Like,
day. And I'm not even.
besides maybe besides replacing Al Alford,
He
which
was on
that's
the
not even
bench.
a that he was on the bench. So
Yeah.
who was their five? Their
Well,
five
no,
was
that's
Kristaps.
Kristaps. He was in and out for Kristaps because he was hurt. And he's always hurt.
Okay,
Probably
then so yeah,
look
like
to replace him.
my changes would have been Kristaps or Kristaps and Al.
But no,
That's
I'm
but
not. I'm not being
that's nothing
specific.
compared to what the Knicks need to do.
I'm not being specific about teams of the past, but I'm saying clearly those teams need to upgrade in order to go back to back.
Again, bro, this whole past 8 years thing, teams being different every year. It's a pattern. Patterns are made to be broken. Anything can change. Anything can happen in any given moment.
So
It's not because it's like these teams didn't make drastic changes. Some of these teams did make some changes,
who? None of
and it
these
still
teams,
didn't go there.
except
And it
for
still didn't go their way. Toronto made a lot of changes. They lost Kawhi.
obviously yes, obviously yes. Toronto,
And then who was
Lakers,
after Toronto?
they got hurt,
The Lakers, they lost everybody. They traded away people.
but no, they ran it back the next year and got hurt. Oh, I don't know. They might have lost Dwight and them, but I
They
remember.
didn't run it back. They
But
didn't
no,
run
they
it back.
did try to run it back a lot, but they had injuries, and then they got
No,
Westbrook after that.
it's not that they had injuries though.
They
They
did
traded
have
away
injuries in 2021. They after the bubble, that's when they had the
but they
shortest layoff in the
they traded away a good amount of key
No, they.
players from
Oh my.
that
All
run.
right,
Yes, they
man.
did it. Yes, they did. Yes, they
Not the
did.
year after they won.
Yes, the year after everybody literally hates them for that because they didn't want to keep the core the same. Like everybody literally said that about that bubble ring.
But that
Why
was
did we not keep
after.
the core
That
the
was
same?
the year after they brought in Westbrook. After
Goodness, that was after the ring. They literally got rid of so many
not the
people
next
after
year
that ring.
though.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. No, okay, no. They brought back Dennis Schroeder. They brought back Mark. Did they have Montrezl before? I know they brought in Montrezl. They brought back Kuzma. They brought back KCP. Now they lost their older guys. They lost
Pretty
Rondo,
sure they lost
JaVale McGee.
Caruso. They lost
No, they didn't
Caruso,
lose.
which
They
was
still
that
had
was
Caruso. Now I'm looking at their roster. They lost Rondo, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard. Great. That's just it. Danny
that's three
Green.
big men.
Okay, they lost a lot of their
That's a
vets.
good amount of people that impacted that ring. So
Yeah, I would say they top 4 scorers came back, and then Rondo, Danny Green, playoffs. I'm looking at Quick Cook, J.R. Smith was gone. Now they lost a lot of their vets, but they again they biggest problem was the injuries. Still though, I'm saying they
Yeah,
got
they
hurt.
was not going back with that lineup, bro. They was not going back with that. Cause
They
then
didn't go
like
back.
who won after who won after that? Was it that was the Nuggets?
No, that 2021 was the Bucks. The Bucks
Okay.
they ran back their core: Middleton, Drew Holiday, Giannis, Brook Lopez, and then let me see what
Yeah,
they
I
lost.
mean they almost got all the way back.
No, they didn't. They lost second round to Boston. It was 2022. That was the
That was
next
the
year. That was the
Warriors.
Nuggets, and then they end up losing pieces. They lost what's his name, Bruce Brown, and in 2023 that was the Warriors, right? Or no, I'm tripping. That was the Nuggets. Hold on, when did the Warriors win it?
Well, we won 22.
Yeah, no, I'm tripping. Yeah, 2022 was the Warriors.
Telling you, but like
Y'all ran it back.
exactly, and no, we did not running back.
Who did y'all who did y'all
We had okay, so we had Steph, obviously, Steph, Clay, eight like Wiggs, JP, Dre, and then Otto Porter Jr., freaking Nia Mene, Bielicha. Like those the like two those are two big guys that I know we definitely lost. That
well
like
okay
was important to that ring.
well here's the thing too. You're gonna lose people. That's another thing, a part of it. You have to add why you have to add too, because you're gonna lose people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to add based.
Exactly. If you lose those pieces, yes, I understand the
You're
added
going
part of
to.
it, but
You're going to. You're gonna lose pieces.
You
they're
can't keep
not the pieces that they're losing this year. Those pieces are the pieces that they're gonna be they're gonna be easily replaced. Like they don't gotta be it don't gotta be a big splash. And then you talking about the whole Knicks situation, they don't need a Giannis. That Knicks team just literally re-sign Jose, go get a center that can shoot free throws, and then like that's as dominant as Mitch, and then just like it's key. It's just bench moves. But I don't know, man. Look, that's my 5 cents at the end of the day.
Now, I don't think Giannis is the move either after all that discussion. But I do think if they want to run it back, or any team in this area wants to run it back, I think they go have to add a piece.
Bro,
Or
y'all think it's because of this whole the whole KD mess, bro. No, that's nothing like that. You don't need to add nothing crazy
I
like that, bro.
didn't.
I mean,
I'm
KD is the
not
reason.
thinking nothing about
Like,
that.
are
KD is
we
the
not?
reason why 4 rings.
Do you
Yeah,
realize
that's
though? Vay, do you realize the Spurs, Tim Duncan dynasty, they never went back to back?
okay.
It's hard to do. I'm saying it's really hard to do.
I mean, yeah,
It's not easy.
I don't. Like how many key moves did MJ Bulls have to do to go back to back? I mean, it was MJ, Rod, and
Like
Scotty.
I said,
I
like I
mean,
said,
I mean, I mean, but the Bulls wasn't the same team for their rings either.
they were. They had.
I
I
mean,
mean, they brought in Dennis Rodman for the second three-peat.
I mean, look at the first three compared to the second three.
but who was the main two for them threes?
They added
It
Dennis
was always
Rodman, their
Scottie
third
Pippen.
best player. What are you talking about?
But like, who was the main two on the first three?
It was
Same as the
Scotty and
second
MJ.
two. Or second.
Scotty and MJ.
But
And
okay,
and
but
it's
my
not
point is though. Look, that was my point though. If you're an all-time great dynasty, yes. Who Jalen Brunson and OG is not Scotty and MJ.
bro. I'm telling you that this Knicks team ain't no pushover, bro.
But
They
look,
don't
this
need
is
to
the thing
make
though. I
major shit,
guarantee
bro.
though next year, whoever win the chip, we're gonna have the same conversation, and you gonna say the same thing. You gonna be like, they don't need to run it back. They got chemistry. I mean, they need to just run it back. They got chemistry. You don't need to add nobody.
I
I,
just say
I
that
feel like
about OKC.
I feel like we're gonna be in the cycle. But that's the
I'm
thing. I'm honestly I'm not an OKC fan, but I'm a fan of OKC. I think they are dynasty caliber to that can just run it back.
yeah.
And
It's Rashawn McCant, man.
I
It's
think
Rashawn McCant,
they
man.
definitely
Got
have
it out the
more of a
mud.
makings of a team than the Knicks. But that's the thing. I
Got it
think
out
the
the mud.
Knicks off tangent a little bit. I think the Knicks. I don't. They had a great playoff run, and I cannot take that away from them. I can't. I don't know how good of a championship team they were. In my, that's just my opinion.
Some might say better playoff run than Thunder, but
No, it was about the run. Of course it was. I mean, 16-3. I mean, largest point difference ever. I mean,
yeah, and
that's a
this team
fact.
is not capable of running it back. Your eyes.
No one don't run it back. It
Mhm.
don't work. I'm saying it don't work.
Yeah, that's
Why,
funny.
but again though, that's why like in fantasy football you never win. You haven't made the playoffs in like 3 years, like or haven't won a playoff game since we started.
No correlation. No correlation, by the way.
I think it, in my opinion, it is, bro. Man, I think that's a wrap for the NBA talk, though, man. It's undrafted thoughts. I do gotta add one thing coming soon. Hopefully, first IRL vid, undrafted Olympics.
Undrafted Olympics,
Little teaser.
man.
We got ping
Yeah.
pong,
Um,
bowling,
pickleball,
boxing,
pickleball,
boxing,
basketball. Hold on, what'd you say, B. Jones?
boxing,
Um,
we already gave B Jones the win on that one, fellas.
boxing.
what is it? I don't even know what else here.
That's
Hope we got volleyball.
we had swimming, but I'm
Yeah, I'm
automatically
not
winning that.
swimming. I'm not swimming. Undrafted thoughts. Olympics one. Hopefully, I put some on the screen. Coming. Hopefully by the trying to think end of July.
By the end of July, end of July.
Like the vid should be end of July. Hopefully recorded
Yeah.
by the date we got scheduled. Yeah, man, that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, man. Till next time. Peace.
Peace, 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 peace.
Man, peace be. I forgot it.